Hi guys, my name is Cherita. I'm the most positive person you'll ever meet. I guarantee it.
And it's bubbly, 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 we are singing to our love.
Today I'm going to be doing a video I never thought that I would make, but I've been debating on making for probably about the last year and a half. This video is going to be kind of a rant, but not so much a rant, but I'm going to be talking about the YouTuber Tana Mongeau. If you guys are interested in this video, go ahead and keep watching. Before I get started, make sure you click subscribe for new content every single week. And also do not forget to link up with me on my social media. All of that information will be down below in the description box. So let's get started. So if you guys are not familiar with who Tana Mongeau is, I feel like I should just call her Tana because that's her name. Anyways, if you're not familiar with Tana, she's a huge influencer on YouTube. And the first time I ever heard of her, it was about a year and a half ago. She wasn't even 18 years old yet. Now I believe she's 19. But when I first heard of her, I started watching her because she had all of these elaborate and interesting story times. She was a great storyteller. So I started watching her. But me being a 32-year-old woman, I saw a lot of problematic areas within her channel. And I started to kind of sound like that parent, you know, why do people watch her? What do they see in her? She's blah, blah, blah. I found myself saying these things and thinking wait a second, when I was her age, what was I doing? And I like to think that I wasn't acting the way that she acts now, but she's literally a normal teenager, older teenager. She's a young adult and she's acting exactly as she should. But in the beginning of her YouTube career, I was always I just don't understand why she has such a big platform. She doesn't do anything positive for, her youth or her peers. She doesn't do anything positive for this or positive for that. But then I found myself watching her a lot because she's relatable. And she's not relatable to me because I'm a mom, she's a teenager, we don't have, on paper, we don't have anything in common. But because she's such a free spirit and she's not afraid to speak her mind, I just gravitated towards her because she was entertaining and I'm okay, I get why a lot of young people are drawn to her. I totally get it. But then I had that side of me that was but she's not doing anything positive. She talks about underage drinking and she's very problematic with her jokes. And of course I see that as being an older person, but Tana and everybody else kind of sees it as jokes. And I get it because I was there. I've been there to a point. I'm still there. And a couple weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago, Tana had posted a video talking about I'm quitting YouTube, I'm done with YouTube. It was a total clickbait video, but what she had to say within that video, it kind of got me thinking she has something going for herself. She's growing up with her subscribers. And by that I mean she started out as a 17-year-old girl making obnoxious YouTube videos, but they were relatable. And then she started to realize her platform. If I say these things, then this will happen. If I say these things, that will happen. But she's still a young adult. She has a lot of growing up to do. But I kind of like the direction that she's going in. When you see other YouTubers, such as Jake Paul, I think that's his name, he's still doing a lot of videos that are going to cater to 13-year-olds. Tana is doing YouTube videos that cater to her peers as they grow up with her. She's not doing a lot of the things that she used to. And so when she talks about people that are you've grown, you've changed, or they don't even use the word grown, you've changed. But she's changed for the positive. So a lot of her fans or her friends or whatever that's saying that she changed in a negative way, they're not maturing with her. My camera died, I don't remember what I was saying. But anyways, in the words of Peter Mon, and if you guys don't know him, he is I love Peter so much. I watch his videos. He can talk about basket weaving, and I would totally watch his video about basket weaving, even though I know nothing about it or desire to know anything about it. But everything that he says, it's just, he has so much wisdom, and I love listening to him talk about these other YouTubers. And what he says about Tana, or what he says about YouTubers in general, is that they need to turn their wounds into wisdom. And I'm not going to say that like Tana watched Peter's videos, but I think she has. And I feel like she's learning. She knows how to take constructive criticism. And even in her video, she was like, there's a difference between hate and constructive criticism. And she said she's all about constructive criticism because we're the ones that are watching her. We're the ones that are like, these are the things that we want to see. And she makes sure that her, not all, because you can't please everybody, but she makes sure that the majority of her subscribers are happy. And another thing that she brought up was, she was saying, no matter what I do, I'm going to get hate. So she can cuss a lot. She's going to get hate from people saying like, hey, watch your language. She'll stop cussing, and then she'll get hate from people saying, hey, what happened to the old Tana? We liked you when you were able to freely express yourself. And then, you know, it's just like, no matter what it is that she does, she's going to get hate. So it's like, you have to try to find this happy medium. And I think I think she's finally finding her happy medium. In my opinion, Tana has a good heart, and I truly believe she's a good person, but she's just young. And I think a lot of us old people need to realize, like, what were we doing at that age? And yes, we can try to sit there and say, don't do this, don't do that. But it's the same thing that people older than us were telling us at that age. It's the same thing our parents were telling us at that age. And so I can't sit there and be a hypocrite because I know the things I was doing when I was her age. But I feel like in a way, like, she still is problematic. She just needs to, unfortunately, she needs to watch her words carefully because everything that she says will be scrutinized. Everything that she says, somebody's going to look deeper into it. Like, look at what she said when she was 13, 14, 15 years old to Amari, which they're still friends to this day. Kind of. But she would call him the N-word, and they thought it was funny, and they laughed about it. And now it's coming back to haunt her, and she's like, I meant no harm, like, blah, blah, blah. But people are going to still say, you knew better, you were old enough, and she's going to lose subscribers because of that. But at the same time, like, in my opinion, like, the best form of apology is changed behavior. And I'm seeing the growth within Tana. And I'm sure a lot of people are probably saying, well, Tana's the same, she's the same, she's the same. She is, but she is maturing, she is growing up, and I don't find myself questioning, like, why do people like her so much? Because I get it, I understand why people like her. But at the same time, she has such a huge platform, and she's starting to realize that. And even with the whole Las Vegas incident, whatever she said about that, like, it was amazing, it was great, I loved it. But then it followed up with like a classic like Tana video, and it was like, okay, it was like problematic Tana, but it was still, I don't know, I feel like those videos should have been split up. Like, she should have done like talking about Las Vegas and then done like her Q&A with Amari. Speaking of Amari, nobody really knows what happened between Tana and Amari, but I'm going to tell you what I think happened. So what I think happened is, what I've noticed between Tana and Amari, and Tana and a lot of her friends, is the way that they express their love, their friendship to each other is kind of by like degrading people, degrading each other. You know, back in the day, Tana used to call Amari the N-word, but she didn't see anything wrong with it. He didn't see anything wrong with it. And I think what happened is Amari was like calling Tana like a slut or a whore or something, but not meaning it in a true, genuine way. And you know how when you tell somebody like, oh my gosh, stop, but you say it jokingly, but you totally mean it? I think that's what happened. Is Tana was like, dude, like, Amari, like, I'm not okay with you saying these things, blah, 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 blah. And I think it was just kind of like a battle of egos, or they just didn't really know how to express themselves. And so it probably got to the point where Amari was like, fine, I'll just go home. And Tana's like, fine, Amari, go home. I don't care. Because if you watch their last video, they're talking about like, oh, I sent you home. Meaning like there was no, like she didn't force him to leave, but he left on his own. But she probably pushed him to leave, you know. But I think that's probably what happened, and I feel like Tana is growing in the way where it's like, okay, maybe I shouldn't be using these words. And she still uses the C word, which I hate. And I know Peter touched on a lot of these things, but I mean, I love Peter so much. Like I watch his videos about any and everything. So a lot of the things that he says like resonates with me. So I'm like, yeah, that's right. And then I just put like my own little touch on it. But basically I think that's what happened between Amari and Tana. I could be right, I could be wrong. But point being, they're friends now. They're friends again. And I enjoy their friendship. I'm not sure the point of this video. So there's always something going on with Tana. So it's like, I'll try to make a video, but then something else will happen, and then tens of thousands of other people make a video, and I'm like, well, what's the point of me making this video? Whatever. But this is just like how I feel about Tana, and I think she realizes more than we think she does. I know, like me, I've underestimated her. And of course, it's only what I see because she only shows us what she wants us to see. And if I ever met Tana, like, I know we would get along. I know that I could have a conversation with her. And I'm a fan, like, I watch her videos. But at the beginning, I watched her videos because it was like a train wreck. It was like trying to watch Charles Gross, like, oh my gosh, like I can't stop watching this. But there's literally no point to watching this because I'm not getting anything out of it. But now I'm like, wow, like I've seen how she's grown, and I see that she understands her platform way more than she did when she first started. And that's a good thing. So change is not always a bad thing. Change can be an amazing thing as well. So I guess that's it for this video. I mean, I know I was all over the place, but I just had to get it out there. Maybe I'll do more Tana videos. Maybe I'll do more YouTube drama videos. I don't know. But this is just something that I've literally been meaning to do for about the past year and a half. I doubt Tana will ever watch this video, but I just want Tana to know that you are an amazing human being, and I'm glad you are finally starting to see your potential. With all of that being said, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. That helps me out a lot. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a positive and love-filled day. Bye!